You know, being a patient in a chiropractor's office, you may have heard the chiropractor or the staff or just patients talk about a lot of the miracles that take place through adjusting and through eliminating the vertebral subluxation complex and allowing the brain and nervous system to come back to normal function. Maybe you had a miracle yourself. I mean, just getting rid of your low back pain could be a miracle to a person who has debilitating low back pain. I want to share a personal story with you of a miracle in chiropractic, a way that maybe you would never think of utilizing chiropractic, or for a process you'd never think about utilizing chiropractic, but having a respect for the innate wisdom or the body's ability to be able to heal. I was fairly new in practice. I was 26 years old, if that gives you an idea, and my sister shows up to my office and she's holding her hand over her mouth like this, and she had a bloody nose and there was blood running out of her mouth. And now, you don't know my sister, she's the toughest one out of the two of us here, but she owns her own repo and collection agency. So I thought maybe she went to repossess a car or do something, and she ended up getting hurt somehow. But that wasn't the case. She came in and she said, you know, I was coughing at my desk and I was coughing up blood. The bank that I was doing the work for at the time freaked out and they sent me to the hospital. I went to the hospital. They did a bunch of tests on me. They were taking too long, so I said I just needed to be adjusted, and I let myself out and signed myself out of the emergency room, and I'm here to get adjusted. I have to go pick up a car in a budding town right now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Sheila, this is some serious stuff. So I took an x-ray on her, and there was a tumor the size of a golf ball in the right upper lobe of her lung. Now, high pressure job, so let me give you the scenario. She was a drinker, smoker, a lot of stress in her job, as you can imagine, being a collection agent. And instantly when I put the x-ray up, she looked at it and said, what's that? I said, well, it appears to be a mass in your lung. At that point, the phone rang, and it was the hospital, and they said, we found a mass in your sister's lung. The blood work is all out of kilter. She's got an infectious process or some major disease process going on. And I remember it like it was yesterday. This was Tuesday. On Thursday, I'm from Michigan, so on Thursday we're up at St. Joe's in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the tumor grew 3 millimeters in 3 days. And so this was a scary process. Now I want to have you get the scenario, grasp the scenario here. There were 6 physicians, all in white jackets with stethoscopes. My sister, my mom and dad, and myself standing there. And this is what they told her. They said, you have a tumor that's the size of a golf ball up in your lung. This is a 30-year-old woman, by the way. We're afraid it's very aggressive, and we're going to start radical treatment at this point. We're going to take off both breasts. We're going to take out 3/4 of your right lung. Now listen to the words closely. She goes, if you survive the surgery, we're going to start into radical radiation and chemotherapy. Now, I remember my sister looking right at me, and I'm in shock. My parents are in shock. And she looked at me and she goes, you're not going to let them kill me, are you? And I looked at her and I said, Sheila, if you're going to die, you're going to die trying to get well, but not from a procedure. So I talked with the surgeon. I said, hey, where did this come from? Is it metastasized? Did it come from the breast? Did it come from other areas of the body, or is it localized to the lung? We found out it was localized to the lung. So I convinced them. I said, I want to take some time and let's go at this naturally. And my sister was being adjusted, but not just as frequently as she does now. And so, man, we started checking that spine and adjust her sometimes 2-3 times a day. I sent her to a nutritional specialist, did nothing but nutritional work with her, changed her whole lifestyle, stopped her smoking, stopped her drinking, got her, closed her business for a while, by the way, got her out of her job and her contracts for a while, just changed her whole life. 2 months later, we went up to the hospital and we did an MRI and CT, and the tumor was gone. Does chiropractic work? You bet it does. Now, did we cure cancer or cure a tumor? No, by no means. The body's ability to heal is impressive. And if we give it the chance and create the proper environment, it will do just that. It will heal. So, patients, what I'm saying is this, is there are more choices to your healthcare regimes and more choices than maybe you thought of in the past when it comes to taking care of certain individuals or family members in crisis. And don't forget about chiropractic and the power of the body that is a power of perfection, because it will heal if it has the proper opportunity. Here's a neat thing. My sister now has her own business again, of course, and this just happened, by the way, just a month ago. She had to get a life insurance policy, and they had to do a full physical on her. And one of them was chest x-rays and blood work and all this stuff. And they go, wow, you have lungs of a 20-year-old. And let's see, I'm 44, she's 48. So it was 18 years ago. And she has lungs of a 20-year-old. Think how different life would have been if we'd have let her go through that radical treatment. Now here's the other thing. When the tumor was gone, the medical doctor came back and said, we must have misdiagnosed it. I wonder how many things get misdiagnosed, because they were going to go through that procedure regardless. And thank God that we stepped back, took a couple deep breaths and said, hey, there is some change, there is some other choices we have when it comes to approaching this situation. So talk to your chiropractor. Don't be afraid to talk to him or her about different things going on in your family, maybe different disease processes or illnesses that maybe you didn't think chiropractic could address. Your chiropractor, I know, will guide you in the right direction. I can assure you that.